It's RV inspection day, and today we're in Mount Vernon, New Hampshire, and we're about to inspect this 2015 Canyon Star 3913. Now it's a little bit of a twist because today we are in our workshop and we have a couple of trainees that we're taking through this beautiful RV and going to see what they're going to find. So stick around, we'll update you at lunch and the end of the day. So come on in for my first glimpse and my stow and go. Now, as you can see for our first glimpse, our customer has purchased this RV and is starting to move some things in and then stopped and said, you know what, I need this inspected. I want to know where I'm going with this. So I really can't get too far because it's a lot of stuff here. So we're here to help him out to figure out what he's purchased and where he's going with this RV. So stick around, we'll see you at lunch and the end of the day.
All right, first glimpse. I've been looking at this unit because we're parked over there. Been looking at this unit for a couple of days, and I can see and hear what I wonder if it's the lamination. So these are hung wall, but the way I see it from a distance, the window gives me this curve into the siding. So when you go look at a unit, always look at those telltale signs that you might not have a clue what it can tell or say. So being here for a couple of days in our workshop, we've had a chance to walk around. Every time I get around here, it smells like poop in here. So this is another thing we're gonna have to look for. Is it leaking? Is there drainage somewhere that gives that smell? Develop your senses when you're looking at a used unit. What are you seeing? What can you see? What can you tell? What can you smell? This is all important features. How it was maintained, I don't know. What I know is this one came from an auction from Camping World. So you're gonna say, well, why didn't this guy had it inspected? Well, that's exactly why. It's on an auction. Trust me, there's a reason why it's on an auction, and you're gambling your money to say they will not allow an inspector because it is as is. You're sitting at home and you're just bidding on things that are there. So you can buy this way. You might have a wicked surprise at the end because it might cost you more than what you invested initially on this. This is this unit that's going to tell us a story. The advantage of this is the best teaching tool that we have to practice the dreaded call. We'll see you at lunchtime if we make it there. Let's go check what Laurel had inside.
So it's not sagging at all, but there is some discoloration along the panel trim.
Which is not normal. The discoloration
Right.
shouldn't
Oh, and
be
there's
there.
some rust on some of the screw heads.
So what tells you rust?
Water.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skylight appears to be okay. The wall
Appears to be. Okay.
the wall is solid.
I would take my moisture meter and I would put that up there and see what I would be getting.
Okay. Ceiling?
Yep.
Oh, I went right over on the
Yep.
ceiling. The wall appears to be okay. Little reading.
But nothing.
And then the ceiling is automatically
Over 50%.
Over 50%, yeah. That's the trim. Oh my.
Yeah.
Jason, the ceiling over the kitchen sink panel is sagging with high moisture, and the bathroom shower, the roof there is high moisture. It pings out over 55%. When are you going on the roof so that we can check that? This panel was okay. This panel, oh, don't stand under that because it's dripping. This whole panel is saggy and dripping, and then these lights have some kind of discoloration, and then same with in the bathroom. This whole panel area was very high and pinged over the moisture meter.
We also have potentials. I got to look under here because that I
Use your
believe
flashlight if
the
needed.
water heater back here. If you could just, when you're doing your check, we have softness on the outside and some damage on the outside. So if you could take a look in there, see as you're going along,
Okay.
potential for any water damage.
Okay.
What they're giving us for information, they're in charge of the inside. Now it's to give you a guideline to say, all right, where am I looking for? Go start by the top. And she told you, see the lights are bright.
Lights.
This panel and the panel over
Okay,
there.
so now in common sense, you're going to say, I'm going to go up to the roof.
Roof, right. I'd
To see
normally
where
go
it
up to the
comes
roof
from.
if I haven't done my roof to look specifically in this area, give or take a couple feet.
Exactly.
Right, and then yes.
So that's why a lot of time I don't tell her, but I wait for her to do the ceiling, which is the first thing she does within the first hour. So if there's an issue, she's going to tell me. Then I'll go to the roof. 'Cause I don't want to go twice to the roof. I'm lazy. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you my process. So now let's go outside, because now we're going to confirm what she's doing. And meanwhile, he already gave you information. You already found stuff there. You might start logging in information.
Right, we're starting to paint that picture of all the significant issues.
This. So now you're racking up your case. So now let's go outside. So both of you are alone.
Yes.
So normally, he'll bring you back the information that you send him up there to do. And now you guys got to talk about it. And as you're talking about it, you got to figure out, okay, how are we going to explain this from A to Z? It is an investigation. What am I going to deliver to the customer that will make sense to him? So both of you have both your information of what this is and what it resulted. So I want you to talk together. We'll help you if we have tips or things. But I want you to say, okay, how am I going to explain this to a customer? Because now it is the dreaded call. This is what we're practicing.
Right.
So how do we explain our position without giving a judgment? Here's the facts. Here's what it did. Here's what destroyed this.
It's time to make that dreaded call.
Okay.
Let our customer know what we found and that we have significant water intrusion into this coach.
Lunchtime recap. They're getting emotionally ready to do that call. So we found things in here that would lead to make a potential buyer maybe weary, or am I chasing this project? Or is that something I want to do or I want to tackle? How much is this going to cost? Our customer typically give us a guideline at the beginning. This is the problem that I don't want to get into. And if that's the case, we draw the line, which you've seen this before. Whoever follows us, we do what we call the dreaded call. And this is what we're training for today, to gather the information to deliver this dreaded call. So let's go check what Laurel has inside.
Okay, so lunchtime recap. Come on in. Let me show you what we have found so far. I shouldn't say we. This is all Christy, what Christy has found so far. So the first thing, we do our overview, and then we check the ceilings. Going through the ceilings, you know, we have to feel and touch everything. And as you can see, this whole entire thing is sagging and soft. And we're finding that there's water that's dripping right here, and all of this insulation is coming through here. It's all wet, moist. Same thing here. We're getting very high readings on the wall here, up above 55%. The lights full of water. So we definitely have water that's been coming through here. We look at the floor. We're not getting any moisture readings on the floor, but if you can see, the floor looks like it's warped in different areas. So was there water here? We don't know. Everything is dry and there's no soft spots. We've checked it and are not finding any soft spots. So then we go into the bathroom. So coming here into the bathroom, as you know, we've got to check those ceilings, right? So again, this ceiling, it's moving, and I can feel even the dampness with my fingers. You can see the discoloration. We're getting high moisture readings here in the ceiling as well. So now it's time for them to make that dreaded call. Are you sitting at home thinking, you know what? I'd love to become an RV inspector, and I really want the best training there is, hands-on with people that know what they're looking for. Reach out to us, blueoxrvinspection.com. We'd love to hear from you. There's a form there. Fill it out. We'll get back to you and put you right through our interview process. And guys, hey, if you hit subscribe, what happens is the algorithm of YouTube says, let's push this out. Let's let other people know that RV inspections are out there. We need to make people aware that they need to get an RV inspection and aware that you can become RV inspectors. So hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, like it, share it, and that'll get the algorithm moving. So texting the customer so that we can get him onto WhatsApp and show him what's up.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. And yourself?
I can't complain. I'll tell you what, My wife and I are real excited about buying this motorhome.
Let Christy and I show you what we found so far. And you can take that information and see what you'd like to do with it. Obviously, we're calling you, so we found some stuff. So I want to inform you where we're at on the process. So obviously, if we're calling, we found some significant issues that we'd like to bring to your attention. What are your deal breakers again that we discussed earlier? I just want to make sure I have what your deal breakers are.
Well, anything that would be beyond what we would consider to be an economical repair. Obviously, major issues with the engine, the transmission, the frame, any body damage due to an accident would be something I would be considering to be beyond where I want to go with it. Major plumbing issues, water intrusion.
Completely understandable. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you around the inside of the motorhome here and show you what we found so far inside. So this is the ceiling in the kitchen. So you can see when Christy pushes on it. All right, and when we're doing that, water's actually coming out of there because it's pooling in the ceiling. And it's coming out of these vents right here. All right, so we got water coming out of there. It's actually leaving marks on the floor. And we have insulation inside the vents that is damp and dropped down. And Chris is going to show you with the moisture meter what we got here.
The moisture content is very high. The number 62, 57. This whole panel is very wet underneath it and is dripping out of the vents.
And again, coming across those ceiling vents, you're going to come across, there's lights here. As you can see, there's some discoloration on the light. You can see that there's water pouring out in the discoloration. You can see the discoloration along the ceiling, and the light next to it's the same way. And along this wall here, we have high moisture readings also, which is above the curbside slide out.
50.
50.
And then we start to
drop. And you can see again, we're coming across the opposite of the curbside going in towards the bathroom. You can see that the discoloration along the ceiling here, along the trim between those two panels that we had the water issue. Okay, and as you come inside, all right, you can see continuing, and then you can see the soft ceiling that we have all along the skylight there, and then you can see the discoloration of one screw, which generally means water's coming in from the opposite direction, because if it was an issue with showering, all of them would be different colors. So Christy's going to show you where we have more water in the ceiling, again, in the bathroom. Obviously, we might have some surface moisture or someone just showered, but moisture inside. So we're already up over 60s, and this we went to 68 right in here.
All right.
All right, so we got significant pooling of water and moisture inside the ceiling. All right, obviously, if we have water coming out of the ceiling out of lights, there's a significant amount of water in there, and it hasn't rained in a few days. So as we're going along, also to look on the lights, you can see the edge on the light right there. On the black. We'll take you up on the roof and show you the issues that we have on the roof. As you come across the roof is extremely soft in multiple locations, specifically where that ceiling issue was downstairs. You can see the ceiling moving a lot, like almost to the point where I don't know if I want to put my full body weight. I'm kind of spreading my weight out. There's some significant issues.
Okay.
On the curb side, if you remember where we put the moisture meter along the wall, I said there's a spot up top.
Right.
So if you look right here, the sealant's missing. So that's obviously where a significant amount of water is getting in, because obviously that's where the water rolls off the roof. And then directly across from that is the skylight that's in the shower that we were talking about. And as you can see, when I step, how soft that really is around there. And then you look at the skylight itself. If you look right here, right, you can see that the skylight itself is cracked. Right? Obviously that's a huge hole. That's letting in basically uncontrolled water. You're going to have more water coming in that bigger than a garden hose. So this has obviously been going on for a long time because there's no sealant around it, right, and covering it. And you can see that the edges where the water would be going through is weathered, so it's been exposed for long periods of time. And then as you're going along here, you got cracks in the skylight in multiple locations, and you come across to the corner here where water would normally pool on your RV along the trim rail. We have a big gap here, big enough it's probably 2.5 inches wide. So that's where water will be pooling and just pouring right into the camper, right along this seal right here. You can see it's all open, right? The sealant's not attached. And then again, multiple cracks along the skylight. So water's been pouring in this for a while, and significantly because where it's located. And if you look at the sealant here, right, how it's shaped, it actually holds and retains water right here normally. Not water is coming around and going right in that hole and this hole. And the reason I'm saying that it's predominantly going in those two holes is because the way the camper is actually parked right now, it's actually leaning towards the front and to the curb side. So that's the way the water would actually run, and it would run right into that hole, which adds up to where it's running into the ceiling inside. And that's why we have so much water, is basically having huge uncontrolled openings. Walked around, we had a crack in the windshield here. So we move right here, there's a crack in the windshield.
I can see it.
Okay.
All right, so let's go back inside and talk about this.
Sure. Back inside with Christy.
All right, so this obviously appears to be not very well maintained and in some form of disarray. Me, the customer, I realize that this is a lot more severe. I'm relying on you to paint me a picture of exactly what you've got in front of you.
Thank you. Great learning experience. I really appreciate it.
No, not a problem.
So it's the end of our day, and we're just going to let you know that this was for our workshop purposes. As you know, the beauty of this is that we have hands-on and we actually find issues and can call a potential customer. Was it an actual customer? No. Is this an actual sale? No, it's not. But it is an actual inspection where we're able to train our inspectors to get down there, find the nitty-gritty, all the issues that can arise, and then what do we do about it? How do we alert the customer in knowing what we have found? It's always that dreaded call that we hate. We don't like having to tell people about the issues in something that they're excited in receiving. But at the same time, we help them by saving a lot of money. In this particular situation, that customer said, no, I don't want water intrusion. What person wants water intrusion? Nobody does. But if they're looking for a project, it could have been. In this scenario today, he wasn't looking for a project. He was able to tell our students, you're out of there. I don't want you to continue with the inspection. And this is what would happen on an actual inspection day. So we hope that you've enjoyed seeing the process, seeing what we do in our training. Not everything that we do. We save a lot of that because we don't want you to know everything, right? But we are showing you what we're actually doing. So I think that our inspectors did a fantastic job today. Jason and Christy are on it. They have that investigative background to begin with, so they are going to be fantastic, and they're going to be able to help you out too. So remember, and do never forget.
It's not all about the destination, it's all about the journey.
Whoa.